Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon and our continued unboxing of Kingdom Rush Rift in Time. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Spider Goddess expansion, as well as the Sir Gerald Lightseeker versus JT expansion. There is a third expansion that I chose not to purchase as an add-on because I wanted to make sure that this game would be something that I, would want to invest money in on top of what I decided was a good amount to spend on the Kickstarter. I also did not feel like the 3D towers was a necessary purchase, so unfortunately I don't have those to show off for you, but we'll go ahead and take a look at these. The Spider Goddess expansion is basically what the Kickstarter stretch goals were. Now, it'll be interesting to see how they take this into retail, whether they will make it a big box expansion and keep it like this, or whether they'll divide everything up into a expansion like this, which you can see is roughly two of them is equal to the size of one of these larger boxes. But there are essentially two new villains in here, two new heroes, and lots more of everything. So let's go ahead and take a look. There is just some features on the back here. You can see here's the two new heroes, here's the two new villains, and then a whole lot of more of everything included in the game. Unfortunately, I don't think that there's going to be a way to fit this content into the core game box, but we'll see. Okay, so you've got a instruction manual and scenario book. Lots of covering of what's included here, but here are the two new heroes, which is nice. Gives you a breakdown on how to play with them. Additional level 4 towers, new horde mechanics, so some keywords you're needing to pay attention to. And then it looks like you start getting into these scenarios here, so about 8 pages. Less than that even, really, about 4 to 6 pages. And we're looking at 7 additional scenarios to go along with what was in the base game. All right, so here we have some cardboard. Now, these are very thin. They've got the linen finish to them that's similar to the cardboard, but they're about the weight and thickness of cardstock. Now, from what I am told, it's that these will actually appear over top of, you'll place these out, and they're polyomino shapes where the Spider Goddess will actually be dropping spiders down, but then you'll need to drop your damage over top of them. So what they did was make these thinner so that there wasn't like this larger stacking of polyominoes, which would be more likely to, get knocked over and not stay put. So that is those. Essentially, the Spider Goddess in these scenarios will get her own polyominoes to put down. Then we've got some more polyomino shapes specific to the new heroes. There's also these spells. You can tell the difference between the spells and the hero actions because the spells have this kind of scroll-like title. The title appears to be on like a scroll, whereas the hero actions are just in a bordered box. So you've got your 4 hero actions for the 2 heroes, 4 new spells, additional polyominoes of the base things, which we already established in the core box unboxing. There's way too many of these already. So all of this I may just keep in a little bag or tuck box somewhere. Just if I ever need it, if I ever play with 4 people or have a huge scenario where I end up needing all the polyominoes. But I feel like all of this is not even necessary, all this extra stuff. But obviously these we'll have to find a spot for. So let's see if that spot is going to be in this box. All right, so you have some reusable stickers here, similar to the stickers in the core game. You can go through every scenario with the add-on of the Spider Goddess difficulty, I believe. So that's what these stickers are for, to say, all right, I've beaten it on normal and gotten 3 stars. I've beaten it on Iron Challenge, Heroic Challenge, and now I've beaten it on the Spider Goddess Challenge. I could be wrong, but those are kind of the standard stickers. All right. So we've got 2 hero containers here. Like I said, these, I believe, would have appeared in my Kickstarter pledge no matter what. So it's going to be interesting to see if people did not choose to order the King Pledge upgrades, how they feel about having just 2 of these and not any more. But you can see that there is a nice spot for these right in here, whereas they don't really fit in the core box. They just have to sit on top of everything. So I do like that they thought about that here. All right, we've got ourselves some additional build sites, but these are very different. This one looks like a portal. This one and the rest of these, well, no, there's a red portal, a purple portal, and some spider webs. So obviously these are going to come into play in some way, shape, or form and probably mess with you. All right, and then we've got our hero boards. That appears to be all the rest that's in here. So let's take a look at these real quick. Nice artwork. Grawl, who is very hefty. He's got lots of health, low movement, but in that pretty standard hero board. And then Lynn, here's Lynn's back and Lynn's front. She's pretty well-rounded, 3 and 3. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Tricky bag. These bags are difficult. Okay, so we've got some more level 4 towers, which is really nice. Essentially, we had 2 apiece. Now we should have even more. So there's the Wild Magus Mage Tower, the Golden Longbows Archery Tower, Blade Slinger Hall, that's a Soldier Tower, High Elven Mage, another Mage Tower. No, is this a Mage Tower or is this a Archery Tower? Interesting. I'm not really sure which one to put this on, because this says Mage, this says Archers. Then the Arch Druid Henge, is this a yeah, I think in the rule book it was saying these guys obviously look like soldier towers. I'm pretty sure it was saying in the rule book where these will fit and into what style. Maybe you can like cross between them and upgrade either a mage tower or a soldier tower, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's essentially should be 2 to add to each setup. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Here are your hero cards for the 2 heroes. Pretty self-explanatory. Turn reference card for the Spider Goddess, reference card for Gummick, and Lynn has her own reference card. So similar to What's Her Toes back in the core box. She's got a little bit more detail that comes with her. All right, let's take a look at the miniatures now. All right, here are the 2 hero miniatures. So here is Lynn with her big giant not Fantasy Flight, Final Fantasy style sword. And Gronk here, or Gruk, or whatever his name is, the stone guy. All right, and these should be the 2 large enemy miniatures, which the Spider Goddess was chosen as part of the, Kickstarter stretch goal. This is what we're going to be building around. Here she is. Again, she is quite large. but a nice chunky miniature to be able to paint. That should be a lot of fun. But then this is Grimlick, or whatever his name is, the tree guy. And I remember that a lot of these additional heroes, and especially this guy, you got to vote on as part of the Kickstarter. And I really appreciate that, you know, the interactivity of participating in the Kickstarter is, you know, getting to vote on stuff like this. Because I remember, you know, fighting against this guy in the app. And so I thought he was a really fun, just villain boss type character to have in your collection, because I don't have anything like this in my collection. Not that I, you know, would pull him out for any other game, but he's going to be a lot of fun to paint. All right, and then it appears that the last thing we have here are a whole bunch more horde cards. I'm going to just take a quick look at these just to make sure I'm not going to spoil anything. Okay, so I set aside what I would consider to be kind of spoilerish. It appears to be like the main kind of attack cards for the enemies, but then there are these other cards that I'm not really sure what they could mean. They've got these spider webs on the back, but it's like a Knight Tower level 3, Mage Tower level 1, Marksman Tower level 2, Howitzer level 3. So I'm not really sure what these are for. They're the, you know, same size as like a Horde tile card, but they've got towers on them. Then there are these purplish horde cards that have nothing but spider webs on them. So I'm guessing maybe this is where a card that she could drop in those spider figures, because then there's more cards like this with some scant figures, and then other ones just with enemies that we've already seen. There are some more portal cards in addition thrown in here. There's ones like this that is ridiculous. And then some enemies, some new color horde cards. Red, we haven't seen red before, and green. I don't know if we've seen these lizard guys before. And then last but not least, there are these, which again, these I'm assuming you draw, and these will be the polyominoes that the spider goddess would fire out there. They've got this free rotation symbol on them, so I'm not really sure how you would decide how you would get to rotate them. So that's essentially just a quick look at some of the horde cards. Again, I've set aside the main spider goddess and treant cards just to make sure those aren't spoiled, but that's it. Let me just do a cursory check here. Nope, nothing fancy, no secrets underneath. So let me get this stuff put away, and we'll take a look at Gerald and JT. Just real quick before we move on to Gerald and JT, this is basically kind of what it looks like if you're getting everything back into the box. You know, I set these off to the side to put into my King's Pledge upgrade, and this is a nice little slot for these reference cards, so I may pull out the ones from the core box to keep in here. You know, the specific spells and this one treant token here, and all the extra tokens that I feel like I may or may not need are just dropped into a baggie in there. It's a little weird that this is really tight in here. I don't know why they didn't make it just a little bit more room, but these, you know, almost don't fit in there. And I'm going to keep these unpunched for right now, just so they lay nice and flat until I'm ready to use them. And then there are the hero boards there with nothing underneath. The only other stuff I need to store in here is the instruction manual and the stickers. So that is kind of the spider goddess put back away. Let's now take a look at JT and Sir Gerald here. Again, to my knowledge, these are going to be some of the first expansions that are going to hit retail, or they may even already be available in retail, and they're going to be meant to stay in these boxes, not meant to be fit into the main game. So you've got some more, you know, quick reference on your new material here. But then again, new scenarios, because if you remember that map, it had a whole bunch of scenarios. Let's just quickly see how many total, 4 new scenarios to go through. But then you could also always use, you know, JT, or mix in Sir Gerald. You can always use Sir Gerald in the main game and then mix in JT probably pretty easily. So here's some, here's Gerald's action tokens, his specific polyominoes, and then some unique tokens for JT. Pretty straightforward. And again, a included nice little packaging for the King's Pledge. So it's just going to be interesting to see how they handle all of this in retail. This is interesting. A Lord Blackburn reference card. He's in the base game, so I'm not really sure why he's in this box. Maybe he plays a little differently, and it looks like just Sir Gerald's card here. Here is the player board for Sir Gerald. And so that's going to go into there. And then some specific cards. We'll take a look at these here in a second. Here is Sir Gerald. Again, just a pretty standard, nice, chunky miniature. It looks like now that I've gotten everything out of the box, he's going to be able to be stored that way, if I had to guess, so that he's not laying down on his side. I could be wrong, though, because you can kind of slide around in there. Anyways, here is JT, the Yeti. Another nice, big, chunky miniature. That's just going to be fun to paint. He should be pretty simple to paint, actually, though, being all white. So he's going to sit in there, and then if I fit everything else into this box, let's see. Am I kind of... Nope, you can see that, you know, Sir Gerald's not getting crushed. He can still slide around, though, pretty well, which is a little odd that they would have made that setup like that. And then these should just fit right back into there. So that's how it's all going to look stored back away, obviously, when I unpunch everything. But let's just take a quick look at these. There's no pull tab. Most of these are probably going to be scenario specific to doing the JT and Sir Gerald scenarios. Obviously, there's like, you know, something that hurts JT. But again, here's these Lord Blackburn pieces. You know, how to defeat this is not in the standard rules. So these additional rules must appear in the scenario specific setup. You know, because I'm not really sure how to handle all these cards. But then here's some pretty just standard horde cards with the snow dogs and the snow goblins. And these all just look pretty standard. So there you go. So I would assume that the other expansion, Yvonne's on, and I forget what the person's name is, the other person's name is, but it will be in a similar box. It will come with essentially just a, you know, 4 more additional scenario booklet, some scenario specific cards, and then, you know, your hero and your monster setup. And so that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the content that I have, at least for now, for Kingdom Rush Rift in Time. So keep an eye out for upcoming next, a first playthrough video, followed by a how to play video once I am certain I know the rules. There is some nice, you know, artwork on these boxes. And then we'll probably post a few more playthrough videos. So if there is a particular hero you want to see or a particular villain you'd like to see, combo of any sort, please feel free to leave those in either video's comment section below, and I'll make sure I use those combinations in my playthrough. Yeah, so keep an eye out for more Kingdom Rush content, certainly, because this is going to be on my table for a while now. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be part of the rest of the Kingdom Rush Rift in Time videos that hit YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.